are going to step away from the weather for a few minutes here to dip into our follow-up file. This is a story that reminds us of the importance of not letting our past dictate our future.
You'll remember the woman in this story. At least you'll remember the horrible thing that happened to her. Ted Perry joins us here in studio. And Ted, there is a lesson here as we put 1 year behind us and we start another.
You know what, Ben? Indeed, there is. Bad things, painful things will happen to most of us over the course of our lifetime. What defines us, though, is what we all do about it. I think you'll be as impressed as I was with a woman from Waukesha whose life was changed by a random encounter 2 years ago. Every step Amber Fuller takes with Brady and Bibi in this Waukesha neighborhood,
it did happen not too far from home,
is a way of reconquering her own turf, getting back a sense of security.
A little bit of exposure therapy as I walk my dogs again in the same area that it happened.
The comfort and safety of those daily walks was violated one morning in September of 2020 when a man who didn't even know her approached Fuller, doused her with a flammable liquid, and set her on fire. He had mistaken her for someone else.
He went to his grandparents' house afterwards and started a few fires there.
What I did was inconsiderate, terrible, and stupid.
Joel Murn was caught, convicted, and sentenced to 38 years behind bars. Fuller was badly burned, without insurance, and in constant pain. And yet she made the decision right then, early on in her recovery, that she would not be caught in an emotional prison of her own. That the worst thing to happen to her would somehow bring out the best version of herself.
I had some spark of, you can't let evil overcome the good in you, like that. You just can't let that happen.
When someone experiences something extremely traumatic.
That meant being open to therapy, a lot of therapy.
I, as a trauma survivor, realized the profound effect it had on me.
Both psychiatric.
Are you taking breaks between people?
Yeah.
And in this case, craniosacral therapy, which uses touch to rebalance the nervous system, to relieve the pain in her arm and hands, remnants of the attack.
Well, I gave myself 30 minutes between clients now.
But the patient is also a healer.
Ooh-wee. Wow.
Whose injuries have forced Fuller to alter her massage therapy business.
Wow, that is hot. You have a lot of inflammation going on there.
And learn new skills like ashiatsu massage, a technique that uses feet, not her hands, which often need a break.
You're using your full body weight, so that's a lot of pressure, as well as using like the heel of your foot instead of your elbow.
But this isn't just about how Fuller has adapted to make a living. It's about how she wanted to make sure she was doing her best living.
I didn't want to turn into someone that had that much hate in their heart towards other people.
So she learned through other survivors how to celebrate a burn-iversary, making a fun memory on a date associated with trauma.
It's temporary as long as you do your self-care, focus on your mental health, get back out there, live life again, and, you know, do it even bigger than you did before.
That meant jumping out of a plane 1 year after the attack, to traveling as a way to build confidence.
Going overseas and going to Croatia, that was one of the first times I felt safe outside of my house.
Even sitting
That was a little nerve-wracking.
for glamour shots that show the extent of her injuries.
It was just a way to remind myself that I'm still beautiful, that like you look different on the outside, but seeing those pictures, I never felt more beautiful in my life.
Have you found that it brought out a side of you that you didn't know existed?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it brought out a strength inside of me I didn't know I had.
A strength that shows sometimes the fire that burns inside us is the most powerful flame of all. I asked Amber if she's reminded every day about that incident, about the man who attacked her. She says that now she can go most days without thinking of it or him. And on the days she does, she's not bitter or angry. In fact, she says she actually has pity for him, which I think, Ben and Steph, is a pretty good lesson in grace this time of year.
You wonder if something so unfair happened to yourself, how would you respond? This is so powerful.
Exactly. And she's an example and an inspiration, and she's okay with that.
Wow, what a story, Ted. Thanks.